Hey guys, welcome back to my Q&A 50 questions. We are on question number 18 right now, and this is part 2. 18. Did your mother go to college? Yes, she went to some. She did not graduate, but she did go to some. Are your grandparents still married? They would have been. My dear belated grandfather passed away 3 years ago, and they were married for 64 years, almost 65 when he passed away. And yes, they were still married and still together. Have you ever question 20, I'm sorry. Have you ever taken karate lessons? No. It never appealed to me at all. Do you know who Kermit the Frog is? Yes. Next question. Number 22. What's the first amusement park you've been to? Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio is the best amusement park in the entire world. If you've never been, do what you can to get there because it is simply amazing and there's no place like it on earth. Six Flags could never compete. Uh, what language, question 23, what language besides your native language would you like to be fluent in? I spoke fluent Japanese all throughout high school and into my 20s, and then I lost it when I had no one to communicate with. So now when I hear it, I understand it, but I can't speak back. I was partially fluent in French during junior high. I would love to be fluent in Spanish, and it's the hardest language for me to learn because my ear can't catch it. Because if someone's speaking to me or I'm listening to Spanish, it sounds like one big blur of a line, and I really would like to conquer that. So Spanish, and then I could talk to all them poppies right. Um, do you spell the color 24? Do you spell the color as gray, Grey, or gray, Gray? I spell it as gray, Gray. No explanation. 25. Is your father bald? No. Head full of hair. 26. Do you know triplets? I actually do. I have triplet first cousins who are 3 months older than me. Juanita, Vanita, and Anita. I love them all dearly, and they are awesome and they are identical. Did you prefer, question 27, do you prefer Titanic or The Notebook? Notebook, hands down. The ending of the Titanic always pisses me off. Rose was selfish and let my boy die. But The Notebook, I don't care how many times I watch it, I always cry. Always cry. I love The Notebook. Question 28. Have you ever had Indian food? I actually haven't. I've never been to an Indian restaurant. I've had like Indian naan bread before, but I've never had it really authentic Indian food, and I would like to try that sometime. But no, I have not. All right, where was I at? Question 29. What's the name of your favorite restaurant? Oof, this is tough. It doesn't exist anymore, but my first years in Houston, my favorite food is Thai food. In my first years in Houston, there was a restaurant there called Thai Corner, and they made this amazing whole fried fish with apple salad on the top. That's the best thing that I've ever eaten in my life. And they closed that restaurant and moved back to Thailand, and we've all been waiting for them to come back and do it again. They haven't done it yet. So Thai Corner in Houston, Texas is my all-time favorite restaurant. Question 30. Have you ever been to Olive Garden? Yes, yes, and yes. I don't really go for any of their pasta dishes. I go for soup, salad, and bread. They have a soup called fagioli that I like, and then who doesn't want to fuck up the salad? Who doesn't want to tear up the salad and the bread? Yes. Do you belong 31? Do you belong to any warehouse stores, Costco, BJ's, etc.? I do not, but I love to go to Costco whenever my sister goes. It's a paradise. Seriously, it's a paradise. Question 32. What would your parents have named you if you were the opposite gender? I've asked my mom this before, and I'm gonna butcher this name, but it was something like Diary or Die. When I heard it, the first thing I thought of was diarrhea, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm so glad that didn't happen." But it was like die and re and some other stuff, and I was like, "Okay, thank you. I'll keep Scott. It's nice and simple." Um, 33. If you have a nickname, what is it? I have a few nicknames. Most people call me Scotty. Everyone back in Houston calls me Scotty Too Hottie. And I have another one that I will not share at this moment. 34. Who's your favorite person in the world? That would be my sister Leo. No offense to anybody else. I love all of you equally, but just favorite person by her personality and how she treats people and her zeal for life and the fact that she hardly ever in her life has a negative word to say about another human soul. And she's just pure goodness. And I admire that in her because I have a lot of negative times in my life or like where I want to talk shit or be a shitty person. And she never has that. And I love that about her. So that would be my younger sister, Leo, who's 3 years younger than I am. 35. Would you rather live in a rural area or in the suburbs? I would prefer a rural area on the cusp of the suburbs. I like space, land, privacy, long as I don't have to have a well. If I have city water, I'm good to go. And no septic tanks. Ugh. 36. Can you whistle? My whistle is pathetic. I'm sorry, but it's just what I have a terrible short tongue and my whistle blows. No, it doesn't even blow. It puffs. 37. Do you sleep with the nightlight? Hell no. If I could sleep in total darkness, I actually sleep with cover over my head, and I like it to be pitch black. 38. Do you eat breakfast in the morning? No. I normally, like the way my system is set up, I can't really eat until around 12:30, 1 p.m. So breakfast, if I do ever have it, is like an orange. It's never like bacon and eggs and all of that. No, my stomach doesn't like that very early. 39. Do you take any pills or medication daily? I am an asthmatic, so I do have an inhaler that I use. I have some 5 milligram steroids, and I use a Brio inhaler that helps to keep my asthma under control. So, yes, there are things that I use daily. And I have to go to part 3 now. I'm sorry, but otherwise, the uploads will be very difficult. So, I'll see you for part 3.